All right, boys, what's up?
Not too much, man. How you guys doing?
Good, good. Well, you can let Seed Man up, mods, and we'll engage with him next. Uh, yeah, if he pulled his thing. All right, boys, what do you believe?
So I'm a Muslim, man. I'm new to
Oh
it.
man, I'm sorry to hear that. No, I'm just
Oh, I thought you were about to start bashing me. I was like, oh man, I just
no,
said hello, and here
I'm
we
not
go.
about to start bashing you like that. Nah, I hope you come into the truth. I do hope you come into the
I mean,
truth.
I used to be Christian, man, and growing up, I understood like the basics of Christianity. In a non-denominational household where read your Bible when you can, and pray the Lord's prayer, and believe in Jesus' full divinity as Son of Man, Son of God, and as I've gotten older, man, I mean, I'm 29. I get it. I'm still young, but the numbers don't go down,
Yep.
and I don't really understand the concept now that I'm older. Just Jesus' divinity, man. I don't get why God would have to come down in the flesh and lower his divinity voluntarily, according to Christian narrative, just for like the sins of man. Like, I'm even looking right here in the
It's
Quran and
the
Surah
answer to that
Miriam.
is the answer to that
But
is pretty simple. Um, do you have children or anything like that?
nah, man, I'm single. I'm not married, and I don't have kids either. So
Okay. Well, I have kids, and if someone broke into my house and was threatening to kill them, and they said, or if I had the option, I said, take me and spare my kids. Does that make sense to you?
I mean, I get it. You're trying to go with the concept of sacrifice, right? Like you
That's
sacrificed yourself
exactly
for
what
your
it is.
children.
But it's the reason
Yeah.
behind that sacrifice. Like, why am I willing to sacrifice myself for my kids?
So that they can live and have a future. Even though it's like for like, I mean, the way I'm trying to word it, it's saddening that you would have to put yourself in that predicament, but at the same time, it was you protecting them for the long run.
Yeah, it is sad that we're in that predicament. And let's say we got in that predicament because my kids left the door unlocked that night. So my kids caused this. And so now I'm giving myself as a ransom to save them, right? I'm doing that because, one, I do want them to live. I, but I'm doing it because I love them. And so
Yeah.
he did what he did because he loves us. He decided to put on flesh, come into his creation, and live a sinless life and die a death as a servant in order to pay a price that we ourselves cannot pay. It is impossible for us.
See, and
So
I get all that. It's just the main concept of the divinity. Like right now, like here in the Quran and Surah Miriam, which is like dedicated to Mary herself. It says right here, it is not befitting to the majesty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He Himself should beget a son. He is far above this. For when He decrees a matter, He need only say, be and it is, which in Arabic is kun fayakun. Isa alayhi salam, which is Jesus, declared, verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is my Reb, which is Lord, and your Lord, Reb. Therefore serve Him. This is the right way. And when I got introduced that, I mean, like I said, just trying to understand the main concept of divinity or just being in human form as a prophet. Because I know the whole Christian tradition and narrative is like the sacrifice and crucifixion, but with Islam, we believe that Isa alayhi salam was taken up as, for example, like in Old Testament, like Enoch. He was taken up like Enoch, and he's preserved. I don't know if that's the right word that I should be using, but I'm gonna. To me, it makes sense. Preserved for the timing of the end of times, so he will come back.
okay, so your whole thing in there is that it just doesn't make sense for God to have a son.
Yeah, and I mean, like another thing too, and I get that this argument gets thrown around a lot. I mean, he didn't know the hour either, so it's like,
But he
why would
does
he?
know he
Why would?
does know the hour,
But in
right?
Mark, it said he didn't.
So you're looking at the English instead of the Greek. The Greek, the word there is oiden, and one of the translations for that word is tell or to declare. So what the verse is saying that it's no one's job to declare the hour but the Father. Because if you go to I want to say it's 16. Yeah, if you go to John 16:15, and I'm just read it to you because I don't know if you have it up or not.
Here, let me get my Bible real quick. I think it's in my backpack. Give me 1 second.
Yep. Yeah, buddy. Hey, Dino, how's the volume? It's good? Hey, man, I don't know nothing.
All right, I got it. I got the ESV version. So, where are we looking at?
Hold up. Hey, Dino, you created an echo.
Okay, are we
You're
good?
looking at John 16:15.
Okay, John 16:15. John 16.
And if you want, we could go a couple verses up, or we could just start right there. But I'll start right there at 15, and we can get the context you want. But this is Jesus speaking, and he says, "All things that the Father has are mine. All things that the Father has." Right? Does the Father have all knowledge?
Well, in this case, in Christian tradition, I would say yes. But the only thing that I would have to say to that, according to Islamic tradition, is that when it comes to the Gospels, those were corrupted. Like there's a gospel that was specifically in Revelation given to Jesus called the Injil. But now, as far as terms are with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, we believe that those were just man made. So we don't really have, like, whatever you're reading to me right now in Islamic tradition is just corrupt.
But so you're saying what was revealed to Isa was a an oral revelation,
Yes.
but the Quran doesn't say that. Hey Dino, you're making some kind of noise. I don't know. At least someone is. You hear me? I don't know what that is. We'll work through it. All right, but yeah, the Quran doesn't say that. So look, let's go to it. So can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Uh, all right, so Surah 546 says, and we hold on, let me get this because I don't want this messing up anything. I
Is
still
it
don't
Surah
understand it.
546?
Surah 546, and we
Okay,
set
yeah, because
on
I
their
have both my, I have
footsteps.
my credit too.
And
Okay.
we sent on their footsteps Isa, son of Mariam, confirming what was between his hands. So he had a physical book.
Right. And so when it comes to the Injil, we don't know what happened to it.
Well, you just said that he didn't have it. It was an oral revelation, but now the Quran says that he had it between his hands. So he had a book. So now, at what point did it get corrupted? Now we know that it's a physical book.
Right.
All right. So when did it get
Yeah,
corrupted?
that was my fault. That was my fault. Yeah.
So can you still hear me? Or is it? No, it's saying no sound on my end. Hold up.
I was gonna say I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I fixed it. Yeah. Did that fix it? Yeah, you was out for a second. No one, he ain't tell me nothing. I was trying. You ain't hear me over here, see me over here doing this. Nah, I can't see you over there. I'm looking a whole different direction. Look where I'm looking. Now I see you. You see me? Now I see you. All right. I was over here doing like this. You know, paying attention. I left the studio again. That should have got your attention. I saw you leave it, but I thought you was doing it because of that noise that was being made. But all right. So let's go to.
Walaikum
All right.
salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So now we know that Jesus actually had a physical gospel in his hand. All right. All right. So now do you believe? But now we know that I'm getting tongue twisted. That the gospel and the Torah are also revelations from Allah. Correct?
Well, yeah, we believe that all the books and the messages were sent at the right time for like their specific purpose. So, like with Musa alayhi salam, that's where the Torah comes from. And then when Jesus, it's the Injil, and then the final revelation is through the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is the
Yeah.
Quran.
But so the Torah, Injil, and Quran are all revelations from Allah. They're all a word from Allah, right? Surah 6, 115 says, the word of your Lord has been perfected in truth and justice. None can change his words.
Okay, let me. You said 6:115.
Yep.
Let me pull that up real quick. 6:115. 115, 115. Okay,
And
there we go.
then after that, you can look at 289.
6:289.
No, 2. Surah 2, 89. After you look at 6115, and we can still I still got 6115 pulled up. Like I can there are like a couple verses.
Yeah,
Like
my bad. It's
I
because like I'm flipping back since I'm using the hard copy. Okay, so 289 Allah's curse. Oh, okay, now when there has come to them a book from Allah confirming the holy books of Torah and Gospel. Even though before this they used to pray for victory against the unbelievers, when there came to them that which very well recognized, they knowingly rejected Allah's curse on such disbelievers. Okay.
So this says, and you're in 289, right? That's what you just read.
Yeah, that's where I was just at, and then I was just going to go back to here if it adds to the sake of the argument or just conversation. I'm going to label it as a conversation.
Yep.
It says here, back to 568, I believe. It's after 67, the way it looks in my hard copy. It says, tell them, O people of the book, you have no ground to stand on unless you observe the Torah, the Injil, and other revelations that have come to you from your Reb.
Yep.
This revelation, the Quran, which has come to you from your Reb, will surely increase the rebellion and disbelief of many of them, but you should not grieve for the disbelievers. Surely the believers, Muslims, the Jews, the Sabians, and the Christians, whoever believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the last day and does righteous deeds, will have nothing to fear or to grieve. So I don't know if that means anything to you or what you think of that.
Well, the
So
thing is, even the verse you read, all of these verses are confirming the scriptures that the Jews and the Christians had in their hands at the time of Muhammad. So they were
right.
uncorrupted. And we have, you say yes?
No,
You
no, no. I'm
confirm
saying like,
that?
yeah, I'm acknowledging that the books were sent for specific purposes and messages. Yeah, I'm following you.
Yeah. So, and you acknowledge that it's the Quran is confirming the scriptures that they had in their hands at the time of Muhammad, right?
At the time, and then we believe that they were corrupted. Though that's just what Islamic teaching says,
Yeah.
and that's just what
So
I'm trying to process and learn. So
the thing is, we have manuscripts that predate Muhammad. So if the scriptures were confirmed at the time of Muhammad, then they could not have been corrupted because the manuscripts for our current Bible predate Muhammad.
I think with that question, I'm going to have to bring that either on my own research, but not only that, I would have to probably ask my local imam about it just to see.
Yeah, that's fine. I would take all of these verses and say that it confirms the scriptures that the Jews and the Christians had at the time of Muhammad. And so, therefore, if there was corruption, it had to happen after Muhammad. But we have manuscripts and full translations of the Bible that predate Muhammad that are used
So,
today.
so I'm following you to bring back this conversation to my local imam. I'm curious. So I'm going to read this from the Quran as well. It's still in it's 572 through 74. So I just want your thoughts and perspective on it. So it says, certainly they have disbelieved who say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Messiah, parentheses, Jesus, the son of Maryam, while Messiah himself said, O children of Israel, worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my Rabb and your Rabb. Whoever commits shirk, in parentheses it says joins partners with Allah, Allah will deny him the paradise, and the hellfire will be his home. There will be no helper for such wrongdoers. Certainly they are unbelievers who say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one of three in a trinity. There is no God except one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If they do not stop saying what they say, a painful punishment will befall the disbelievers among them. Will they not then turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and seek His forgiveness? Allah is forgiving and merciful.
Okay? So that's saying Allah is one, Jesus is the Messiah, not Allah. Allah is not a Trinity. Pretty much saying
So
right
when I've
above that,
asked,
right?
since I'm new to Islam, because I've seen Christians throw this argument at Muslims, where they ask them what is Messiah? Like what from a Muslim's perspective, what does the term Messiah mean? And when
Well,
I've even
that's
asked that myself since I'm new, they
well,
say
that's
that
because the Quran doesn't define it. It doesn't. It says Jesus is the Messiah, but doesn't give him a mission, a message, a purpose, nothing. It doesn't go into detail about it. So that's why Christians ask Muslims that question because it's not in the Quran.
hmm,
All right, but then I want to do this really quickly. Can you go to Surah 1094?
yeah, give me one second. 1094, 1094, 1094. Is it where it says, in fact, the truth has indeed come to you from your Rab, therefore do not be of those who doubt,
That's
and do not
1095.
join them? Oh, okay.
Or yes, that's 1094. I'm sorry. That's the second
Okay.
sentence. We're gonna focus on. the first.
If you are in doubt regard, oh, okay, I see, I see. Okay. If you are in doubt regarding what we have revealed to you, ask those who have been reading the book before you. So I seen this on a live actually yesterday, and someone was asking about that, and the response that the Muslim sister had gave was that's just how did she say it? She was. I'm going to paraphrase this the best that I can, but the way she was trying to explain it to the guy who was asking about this specific surah was that it wasn't that Muhammad was doubting anything. It's just that if he just, I guess, had any questions or just needed confirmation, I guess, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but that they were just those who just have read like this specific scripture, the Quran, that if you had any questions about it, just talk to other people who have read the Quran.
So, all right, let's break this down. So one, she whoever you were listening to, so they swung it to be something about if Muhammad was doubting, right? So we know that this is one Allah talking to Muhammad, correct? Because
Right.
if you owe prophet, all right. So it gives Allah poses a hypothetical. Let's just deal with that part. If you owe prophet are in doubt about that we have revealed to you. So what was revealed to Muhammad?
The scriptures.
The specifically which one? Because there's other scriptures. We already confirmed that.
So, yeah, so revealing the Quran to him, yeah.
So all right. So if you are in doubt about the Quran, right? Then ask those who read the scriptures or the El Kitab before you, right? So that's when it's saying that, who are the ones who read the scriptures before the Quran was revealed to Allah?
So it would be like the
No,
Torah
I'm
or
sorry,
the.
revealed to Muhammad, not Allah.
So if you are in doubt regarding what we have revealed to you, ask those who have been reading the book before you. So yeah, it'd be the previous scriptures.
Yep, so Allah is telling Muhammad, if you are in doubt, and it's a hypothetical, this has nothing to do with if Muhammad actually doubted or not. It's just saying, if you do this, right? So it
Yeah.
says, if you doubt what we will reveal to you, which is the Quran, then go and ask those who've been reading the scriptures before you, right? And we just said that that is the previous scriptures, the Injil and the Torah. So those who have been reading those have to be the Christian and Jews. So if Muhammad was to doubt the Quran, where does he go to confirm that the Quran is true?
Well, it would have to be the previous books.
He would have to go to the previous books. That would make the previous books the standard of truth, right? In this particular case, not throughout the
Yeah.
whole Quran. I'm not saying that these are authority over the Quran or anything right here. But all Allah is saying that if you doubt, go to the previous scriptures to verify that the Quran is true. That's what Allah is saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take this as well just to like see
Yep.
what an actual response would be. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's cool. He's saying go if Allah, if not Allah, if Muhammad doubts the Quran, then he needs to go check the previous scriptures to verify that the Quran is true. But the problem is, like you said, and like you know, the previous scriptures don't align with the Quran. So, based on Allah's word, is the Quran true or false?
So I'm not gonna answer that because I mean I'm trying to live my life as the best Muslim that I can be and just trying to seek knowledge.
Yeah, I get it.
So
But
yeah.
you have to at least take this on board. I don't want you to commit shirk or anything like that. You don't have to do that. Um, But you have to take this on board. This is what the Quran is saying do. And so, as a logical, you know, human being who's capable of critical thought, you have to go, this is telling me to do this. It's telling me to go to the previous scriptures to verify that the Quran is true. But the previous scriptures contradict the Quran.
So So one of the sisters down there, because I'm friends with her, and she said if you go to Quran.com, because I'm just on my phone, so I don't know if you want to maybe just type in that specific surah that we are discussing and see if it gives a context description.
Are you talking about the tafsirs?
Yeah, so like, yeah, I mean, just to see what exactly it's referring to. That if you are in doubt regarding what we have revealed to you, ask those who have been reading the
So
book before you.
there's Quran.com is going to give you three main tafsirs. You got Ibn Kathir, and I do not know how to pronounce the rest of them. But it gives you their interpretation of the scripture. Now, the tafsirs are just scholarly interpretation. They're not divine. They're not divinely inspired. They don't hold the same weight as hadith in the Quran.
She was saying if you click on Doctor Mustafa, apparently it's the most accurate one.
I don't know which one is. I don't know which one that is.
Mustafa Kitab.
I'm seeing. I don't. I guess I like I said. Ma Arif. I don't know that one. And Taz. I don't know how to pronounce that one either. But I don't necessarily see a doctor.
Okay. I guess like
Are you
just
talking
for
about the translation in general?
yeah, just to see like if it gives like an actual like source from like an Islamic scholar aside from like Ibn Kathir. I guess we could try that
Okay,
and see what he
you're
says
talking
about it.
about that particular translation, not that the tafsir itself.
Right, just that
So
particular
Dr.
one.
Mustafa's it reads, if you, and it has O Prophet in brackets, are in doubt about, and in brackets says these stories that we have revealed to you, then ask those who read the scripture before you. The truth has certainly come to you from your Lord. So do not be one of those who doubt. It says the same thing.
So it doesn't have like a specific like what it could mean or what it's referring to. Like if someone who's non-Muslim is asking.
So you're referring to your tafsirs, and like I said, that wouldn't be uh Mustafa. That wouldn't be him. That would be like Ibn Kathir, all these different scholars who give their interpretation of this verse.
Okay,
Um,
what does Ibn Kathir say?
let's go, and I will. Let's see. Uh, where is that particular? 1094 to 1097. It says. Let's skip down. Those who follow the message of the prophet who can neither read nor write, whom they find written of with them in the Torah and the Injil, they are as certain as this. They are about who their children are, yet they hide it and distort it. This is previous verses. Truly, those against whom the word of your Lord has been justified will not believe, even if every sign should come to them. These are previous ones. Goes to 1088 and stops at 1088. Ibn Kathir doesn't address 1094, probably for good reason. Now, Ma'arif does.
Hmm.
In the third verse, it
Okay.
addresses obviously the Holy Prophet, but it goes without saying that there is no probability of his doubting the revelation. Therefore, the purpose is to beam the message to the Muslim community through this address where he is not intended the intended recipient. So he goes into Muhammad never doubted, but we already said that this is not what this verse is about. Right? This verse poses a hypothetical, not saying that Muhammad doubted. It didn't start to say Muhammad doubted, so he should have did this. It said if he were to doubt. So it's a hypothetical, not an actual thing.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'll have to take this one back and see what it says.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you can take it back, like I said, but you as a human being capable of critical thought, you have to see that it's telling you that the previous scriptures are true. You've been hearing from Muslims that they're corrupted, but the Quran doesn't say that. Then it tells you to go back and if you are in doubt, if you are doubting the Quran, go read the previous scriptures to verify the Quran. But you know, and you don't have to acknowledge this, you know that they contradict the previous scriptures. So based off Allah's own revealed ayah, the Quran must be false. But yeah, take it back to your sheikhs, your imams, whatever you have. I don't know necessarily what you have, but it's reason to doubt. So that means you should at least, if you're obeying Allah's word, you should pick up the Bible because there's doubt now.
So I'm curious on something. So I don't know how often you do talk to Muslims, but when they tell you that when it comes to the Gospels, we don't know who wrote them, like because I've seen somewhere that Mark was the main writer and that Luke and Matthew copyrighted off of him at least like 78% or at most 87%. So, but they all say
They
different things. Have you
they
heard
say
that?
Mark's gospel came first, and the
Oh,
other
by the way,
authors.
she's requesting up to show you something regarding that surah. By the way, just to let you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But let me finish addressing you, and then I'll let her up in a second.
Okay.
The what was I saying? Yeah, Mark wrote his gospel first, and the others obviously read it, and then they gave their testimony. So it's not like a plagiarism thing. It doesn't contradict. What you have to understand is there's one gospel. Is Jesus preached the gospel. The written gospels that we have are just the witnesses, different perspectives of the same gospel. So it would be the equivalent to there was something happened, some crime, whatever it was, some incident happened, and you had four people go on the stand and give a testimony to the same story. They're going to give a testimony. It's not going to sound exactly the same, but the story, the testimony is not going to contradict if they're all telling the truth, right? And the story is going to stay consistent and coherent, which it does. Does that make sense? I know you requested up. I'm gonna let you up. But does that make sense, Boris? What I just said?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a tough call for me, man. I mean, I don't know if that's like a stupid answer to give, but it just
No, it is tough. You just this is a matter of salvation, so you got to take it seriously. But we got to approach this stuff with some critical thought, and we can't approach it with blind faith. And we got to be able to step outside of, you know, just people forcing things down our throat. I'm not doing that. I'm asking you to read. I haven't forced my theology on you. All I've done is read the Quran, word for word.
right.
So, and you can take that as you will. All right, I'm gonna let you say this. Ajla, I don't know how to say it. This is
Ajla, yeah, yeah. She because I'm curious like what website she's gonna pull up too, so I'll see what she pulls up.
it's not gonna be the Quran. It's gonna be something outside the Quran. I guarantee you. Yeah, I'm gonna let it up. It's 100% is gonna go. Oh, I don't. Oh, there it is. It's gonna go outside the Quran. All right, you're
Salam
on
alaikum.
stage.
Hi, host, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Boris. I'm not here to debate anything before everything. I just want to say that.
Yeah, that's
But I
okay.
just wanted to show you, if you're curious, where I found it.
Found what exactly?
So the verse that you were talking about, 1094, I just wanted to show you, like, where I saw the answer.
What do you
Like,
mean
if
the
you wanted to look
answer?
at that. Because you asked a question, and then, like, this gives you an option where it says answer, and then it kind of, like, explains the verse.
So it's the tafsir.
Yes, this is on Quran.com.
Yeah, I was on Quran.com. I was reading from it.
Okay, were you able to find like the drop down where it gives you an explanation?
Yeah, those are the tafsirs, and so I read the tafsirs from the three scholars that they have on there. The Dr. Mustafa gives a translation of the Quran, like he gives. Like that's his translation. So I had that one up, and I think I had a different one up before that one. But so I went to that translation when he said Dr. Mustafa. I read that translation, then I went to the tafsirs and I read those. Are you currently looking at it right now? Because I'm not. Again, we're not
But
debating. We're
yes,
trying to.
I'm looking at it, but I'm just not sure how to turn my camera on.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna. Which scholar are you looking at? Are you looking at Ibn Kathir?
So it's Mustafa Katab.
Yeah, Mustafa
It's the
Katab
same guy.
is. Uh,
The translation, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's the one
So
that I'm
you
looking at.
got you got tafsirs, lessons, reflections, answers, right?
Um, I'm not sure. I only see the translation here.
All right. Let me take one of my translations down. You said what? That's cool. We'll get to them. We'll get to it. Be patient, brother. Be patient, brother. All right. Go here. Let's take picked all down, and we're only gonna leave up Dr. Mustafa. All right. Um, so if I click on answers, I think you said that I
Yes.
get where it says, "Does this verse imply that the Prophet Muhammad doubted some of the revelation and that he should take the Jews and Christian scholars as authorities?" Right?
Yes. Sorry, I just lost it real quick.
And then it says, "Answer: Although the verse is addressed to the Prophet Muhammad, it is actually an indirect address to the disbelievers." In his commentary, Ibn Ashur explains that this indirect style was used to prevent them receiving the instruction with defensiveness and indignation. All right. So
Yeah,
again,
that's it.
yeah. So that, and again, we're not debating. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
That again goes into addressing if Muhammad doubted, and it was not about Muhammad doubting. The verse doesn't propose that. It proposes a hypothetical. If the prophet was to doubt, he is supposed to do this. So it doesn't. I'm not saying that he ever doubted, or that the verse is implying that he doubted. I'm simply reading it where it says, if he doubted what's been revealed to him, he's supposed to go and read the previous scriptures. That's all. Just reading the verse or reading the ayah.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So
Well, I'm Muslim, by the way. So I've read the Quran. I usually read it like every time it's Ramadan for us, but I never really like went deep into it to look at answers or any of that stuff. So I don't know too much about like explaining it. I'm not good at explaining stuff that
yeah,
well.
I get that.
Um,
I'm guessing you know Boris because
yeah, he
he.
reverted to
So
Islam.
I just revealed some things to Boris. I don't know if you caught all of it, but maybe y'all can talk about that and see. And then if you have questions, you guys can message me. You can come back up on the stream, whatever. And like as you see, I do respectful dialogue. I don't berate or do all that other nonsense. As long as the people I'm talking to are respectful, I'm respectful.
I appreciate that. But I have to go pray right now, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
drop down. But thank you so much for letting me up. And
Yeah, no
I'm sorry if
problem.
I wasn't able to
No,
explain
that's
too
fine.
well what I was trying to
It
show
was
you.
nice talking to you. It was nice talking to you. I don't want to hold you up on your prayer. Thank you for coming though.
All right, you too. Thank you so much again.
All right, see you later.
All right,
Later.
see you.
Trying to find something here. Give me one sec.
I got you, Michael Smith. Calm down. 100% facts, all caps. No Christian can defend the gospel. I don't think that's true. I think they do a pretty good job defending the gospel. Do you watch God Logic, David Wood, any of those people? They do a pretty good job defending the gospel. And that's a reason you requesting up on my panel instead of theirs, because they're way better than me.
Yeah, no, I was trying to find something in Matthew, but guess I can't find it yet.
What is it in reference to? Maybe I can help you out.
No, I was just trying to see, like, just trying to understand the Gospels of where it just kind of explains, like, the concept of, like, Jesus claiming he was God and to worship him. I'm just
Yeah,
kind of just
so
trying to start off in the beginning, just trying to just go through the Gospels and just kind of glance through with my Bible here.
yeah, if you do that, then you won't find him. You gotta truly seek. You can't go verse by verse in there. You have to read it and get context. So the Bible isn't structured like the Quran. The Quran have ayahs revealed at different times. You can have one ayah and then the next has nothing to do with the previous ayah. The Bible is not like that. So you can't read it the same way. You have to, in order for you to understand what's going on in Matthew 28, then you have to have started at Matthew 1. For instance, if you're reading
Gotcha.
John and you get to where Jesus says, I and the Father are one, then John is assuming that you read John 1 or John 1 through 18, where he says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, right? So he lays the foundation in his epilogue for the reader to take into context for the rest of the gospel. So you can't cherry pick verses and hope to get the full understanding. That's not how the Bible works. Like I said, it doesn't read like the Quran.
No, I mean I appreciate you having me up here, then, man. And like I said, I'll take this stuff back that we discussed, and whenever you're on, hopefully we can pick up where we left off at. But I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to kind of go back to the textbooks and see what's going on. But I got you
yeah,
followed, so
yeah. I'm live Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 to 9 Eastern time.
okay, cool. That's my days off, so
Yep,
that'll work out. And you're on YouTube too, just in case like TikTok
yep.
lags or anything like that.
YouTube too. You can find me either by certain searching Begotten Logic or Disciple
Okay.
Apologetics. Either one.
Okay. All right, man. Well, you take care.
You too.